Nick, the super awesome Lego builder himself, and today I am back with another super awesome Lego model. And today I'm going to be reviewing a model that I have wanted to be doing for quite a long time actually, and that is a Lego model that is based off a video game, and not a Lego video game, just a general video game that's popular. So I decided to do a model based off one of what I believe is one of the world's most popular video games at the moment, and that is Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, or should I say Metal Brick Solid 5, The Phantom Click. I hope you do not hate me for making that pun, but honestly, I think this is a really cool set. It's awesome. It has three main components, being the four minifigures here, the helicopter, and the Metal Gear itself. The pad the Metal Gear is on, and that crate full of bricks, those are just some little side things I used when I was giving this thing's presentation. But I still honestly really think the set is cool, and I basically like this. And now, of course, as always, we're going to start off with the minifigures. Now, before we get off with the minifigures, I would like to just let the viewers know before I get murdered in the comments. And I do not actually play Metal Gear. I just like the Metal Gear design. So please do not take it super seriously if I get a character wrong or a name wrong or something wrong with the mythology. I'm sure I will, but honestly, as you can without further ado, let's just get on to the minifigures. So we have, going from left to right, Ocelot, Snake, a Metal Gear operator, and a helicopter pilot. Now, because each of these characters is somewhat unique and each of them is customly made, I thought I would just do a little video segment on each of them by itself, just to give you a full idea of what they are. So, this is the first minifigure, and that is of Snake Solid himself. Now, I do like the way this minifigure came out, though I will admit it does not look that much like Snake Solid. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can get a better view. This guy is mainly custom. His body, aside from his hands, is actually from an Indiana Jones set, and if you look there at his color, you can actually see he has a light flesh color piece there because he was like an actual human minifigure. So they colored it real flesh, but I replaced his hands with the Bart Simpson figures, and I am sorry, my window is open. I'm going to fix that after this segment. His eye patch is on the wrong side of his face, that I realize, and Snake in most of the games has brown facial hair and brown hair, even though this does look somewhat like his hair. But honestly, I do think that this does catch that fact well with Lego, because I was using a face from Atlantis, and I don't have that many Lego pieces with eye patches on it that look quite like Snake's face. And he does actually have a panicked face on the back, but that makes absolutely no sense, because anyone who's played the Metal Gear games knows that Snake never panics. Ocelot. Now, I had a good idea of how I wanted Ocelot to work in this set. Originally, I didn't actually plan on him being in this set, but honestly, I thought he was just a good addition, because he is the main villain in not just Metal Gear Solid 5, but most of the Metal Gear games for that matter. And because in Metal Gear Solid 5, his face is extremely burned up, and it is practically a skeleton, so for that matter, a skeleton face works, and he does wear a suit in most of his scenes, so that's why I gave him that. I think this is an Executron suit, so he has the gray hands as a bonus. This is helpful because, and it's helpful. What was I going to say? It's helpful because you get the gray hands, and he honestly he wears the Lone Ranger mask style type in one in one part of the movie. Not movie. I am getting so mixed up. The game. So that's why he has his cowboy hat. He wears that's from the game. And believe it or not, because he just has a skeleton face, there's about his hat, so you can see that better. He is the only minifigure in this set that does not have a double-sided face. The Metal Gear Operator, I wanted to have a science fiction type look to him, but I still wanted him to look realistic. Now, in the game, you don't really see the Metal Gear Operators and very much or that clearly. So, this is sort of a design that I went to where he was wearing body armor, but it was normal looking, but it wasn't like, it wasn't run-of-the-mill, so here it is. You can get a good view of it. That is just Space Police armor, and this has an Ultra Agent's head. There's his backside. It's just like a Metro Police officer, to be honest. You could just use this as a Metro Police head, to be honest. Hair comes off, and he's got a second face again, like that. He is a cool minifigure, but honestly, I mean, I do like him, but I think I could have gone for something a little bit more original than just another repurpose Space Police figure, because I kind of do that a lot. The Helicopter Pilot is another minifigure that you could kind of say is quote-unquote copy and pasted. He's basically just an Ultra Agent's figure. I was actually driving a car for that matter, and with his legs switched out differently. And I do like it. I just wanted to go for him because simply he had that helicopter look, he's got a nice helmet, and he's got a nice heads-up display. And once again, he has his second face. So now we are on to the first main component of the LEGO set, which is this helicopter. Now, I do like this helicopter, but in a way, I'll admit to this being sort of an inaccurate helicopter to the actual model. Now, I did try to give this the shape off the helicopters from Metal Gear Solid 5 that the Diamond Dogs use, because they have these little wing things on the side of them that they use to carry missiles. This does carry some missiles, which I'll show you in a minute. It is a very solid model. Has a tail rotor, tail fin, and two-bladed rotor. The front of the helicopter, which has this glass to it. I know the helicopters in the game don't, but it is nice. It's just some little detail inside joystick. But the funny thing is, this is from an Ultra Agent set, and if I take this off, and if you look in here, you can see that transit call is actually an Easter egg based exactly off the transit call line that you get in Metal Gear. So that was a sneaky Easter egg that got stuck in because I believe the Cyclone mech, was it? Yeah, I think something like that took great inspiration off of Metal Gear, and Konami, the person who created Metal Gear at Konami, was a huge Lego fan, so yeah, that's how the entire thing works. You can fit a minifigure in there, which is very difficult. I will get to that in a minute because the top doesn't actually come off. But there is back there a little machine gun pistol like that Snake can hold. Now if I zoom in here, you can see why it's so difficult to get Snake in here, because this is just designed to he's just sort of designed to ride along out on side right here. And it would be easier if these pieces weren't here, but I just did that because it looks a little nicer than just having a gaping hole right throughout. That sort of just gives it a little depth. And I have made it possible to actually, let me zoom out, fit Snake in there, but it is very difficult because you really have to jam him in there. You can fit in either direction. And after 5 minutes of grunting, that's what he finally looks like. That's what he finally looks like when he's up in there, and you can see there's just a slant inside. And like I said earlier, the helicopter does indeed have a firing function. Now, it's not that great because the firing function is these little handheld stud shooter things firing off missiles, but honestly, I do still like it, and you do get extra ammo on the sides, just like it would be if it were in a real Lego model. And let me see if I can get that to work again. Bam. And that's sort of like reasons like these why I like the helicopter, but I honestly think it could be a little better. I do like how the rotor came out. I put a little wheel piece there to make it look as if these were on a joint so they could turn. But that's pretty much it for that. And now, on to the Metal Gear. Now, I love this Metal Gear, and I love it, do not get me wrong. But to be honest, I did say this was based off Metal Gear Solid 5, and honestly, this isn't really based off any of the Metal Gears in general. I mean, it is based off of Metal Gear, but it's not actually designed to be any of the ones from the game. It takes most of its design from the Metal Gear Zeke, which I think was in Metal Gear 4. But honestly, I just wanted to create a cool design that did look Metal Gear-y. It looked like something out of a Metal Gear game, but it wasn't like too exact, because if I had done it exactly like the Metal Gear Rex from Metal Gear Solid 5, literally, this thing would have taken up the entire set, and I barely would have had any room to put it on. Now, the thing about Metal Gears is, no matter what they look like, no matter how fancy, no matter how big they are always the exact same idea. They're a walking tank that can deploy tactical nukes. Now, I think this does capture that idea. It looks cool, has the classic bending back feet, machine guns down here, oh dear, no real arms, oh my goodness, this does have some stability problems, don't mind this, I'm gonna be right back. Okay then, so what I was saying was it has two machine guns down here, it has the main cannon out on the side right here, no arms, and the little shield thing right here on the side. Back here, the operator pilots it, in the way the game, in Metal Gear Solid 5, the way you power those little mini mechs, I think they are, where you literally you like just get in the back of them and they just have like some legs and you walk in them. If you played the game, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't played the game, you probably have no clue. If I'm explaining this all the wrong way, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about and think I'm an idiot. I don't know. But you can see back here we have a simple control panel, and there's the little eyepieces that he can just look through right here, and not again. And he'll be able to see out this back. And like I said, I want to say I do recommend you use legs in your mech models that bend backwards. But just be sure they can be a little unstable like that. Honestly, I do think this is one of the best Lego mech I have made in my history with Legos. And to be honest, I haven't really made that many mechs. The only ones I've made is just this not very great one. It was really just plain, like a really long time ago. And then after that, I made this Pacific Rim Jaeger, which was cool, but it was a disaster. All the joints in it were made out of beam pieces and it ended up just falling apart totally. It couldn't even really stand its own weight. Yeah, and that one was kind of discolored anyway. This one is much better. It has a classic Metal Gear look to it, and I'm just very happy with the way it came out, even if it is a little faulty sometimes. And one more thing about this before I bring this video to an end, because I think this has been about a full video, is that, and it's these little wing pieces, I don't know what you would call those, like those shield things. I was originally not going to have those, but I decided to add those late because even though they all are basic mechs, all Metal Gears in the game have this organic touch to them, and I think these little things, please let me know in the comments what those are called, just adds to it. So that's been pretty much it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you are new to the channel, subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like. That would help my channel out so much. And if you want, you can even follow me on my Twitter account. My handle is in the description below. And I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.